Welcome to this week's Third Party Thursday. My name is Brandon Cooper, and I'm the Chief Risk Officer here at Venminder. Let's talk a little bit about third-party oversight. What exactly does that mean? Well, if you were to Google it, I'm betting you'll first find the NCUA guidance from 2007 that perhaps began the notion that financial institutions needed to do some sort of ongoing review of the companies with whom they have an outsourcing relationship. Even then, it wasn't a new concept. 20 years ago, when I was managing large call centers at MBNA, we had a wide-ranging customer listening and evaluation program in the name of quality assurance. Little did I know at the time, but the need for oversight would be later baked into much more thorough expectations and regulatory guidance. The nature of the oversight should be dictated by the product or service provided. Perhaps the best checklist or most prescriptive set of oversight standards was laid out in FDIC FIL 44 of 2008. Though please note, if you're doing business with a payment processor or merchant, there are also some specific transaction monitoring standards identified in FIL 3 of 2012. But before we narrow the lens too much, let's go back to 44 of 2008 and touch on each of the bullets, quoting directly from the guidance. Performance monitoring should include, as appropriate, the following activities. Evaluate the overall effectiveness of the third-party relationship and the consistency of the relationship with the financial institution's goals. Next, review any licensing or registrations to ensure the third party can legally perform its services. Evaluate the third party's financial condition at least annually. Financial review should be as comprehensive as the credit risk analysis performed on the institution's borrowing relationships. Audited financial statements should be required for significant third-party relationships. Review the adequacy of the third party's insurance coverage. Ensure that the third party's financial obligations to others are being met. Review audit reports or other reports of the third party and follow up on any necessary corrective actions. Review the adequacy and adherence to the third party's policies related to internal controls and security issues. Monitor for compliance with applicable laws, rules, and regulations. Review the third party's business resumption contingency planning and testing. Assess the effect of any changes in the key third-party personnel involved in the relationship with the financial institution. Review reports relating to the third party's performance in the context of contractual requirements and performance standards, and do the appropriate follow-up as needed. Determine the adequacy of any training provided to the employees of the financial institution and the third party. Administer any testing programs for third parties with direct interaction with your customers. Review consumer complaints about the products and services provided by the third party and the resolution of those complaints. And finally, meet when needed with representatives of the third party to discuss performance and operational issues. So there you have it, a perfect recipe which you can customize as needed for oversight of your third parties. To evaluate the third party against your institution's strategic goal, review the licensing and registration, the financials, insurance coverage, audit reports, policies, business continuity planning and testing, performance, training they provide, and then monitor their performance with regulations, the effect of internal changes, interaction with your customers and clients, and performance. Again, I'm Brandon Cooper, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Third Party Thursday series.